Hey, this is Evan, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up virtual machines for use with screen readers. Please take note that the website I'm going to be going on is called Grossgang, GROSSGANG.com. Guy named Jake Gross that runs this website has tons of resources and screen readers, TTS voices, games, and he even has some podcasts and recordings and MIDI files, and they're all free. So this website is pretty awesome. But I'm going to show how to install and set up a program called VMware Player, and that will let you do virtual machines. And virtual machines are basically emulated operating systems. So if you ever wanted to, use Windows 98 again, but you don't have a Windows 98 computer, you can do that. So, first of all, we need to go to his website, because this is where I'm getting it from. You could get it from the VMware website, but it's much easier to get it off his website. And then once you have VMware Player installed, you're actually going to want to get some VMs, and he has VMs in the folder on his website too. I already have some pre-installed, so that way we don't have to wait for them to install onto my computer, which will take about 10 minutes for most computers. But once they're installed, they go to exe files. You push enter on them, and it will extract the files and extract them to your downloads folder. And it'll be in a folder, and it'll be a VMX file. Then you got to go into the VMware Player, and I'll show what to do from there once this program's ready. So I'm gonna go into Google Chrome real quick.
Google Chrome 5 of 4. New tab win.
Now my NVDA is actually themed like iOS, and I'll show how to do that in another video. But we want to do
Grossgang.com selected.
that,
Grossgang.com.
and it already came up. So now what we gotta do is we're on his website. We gotta go to VMware.
Windows Me Wave 7 Watch 7 VMware visited link. Index.
Now he has a couple versions of VMware Player on here. I'm gonna get the latest one I had before. I actually uninstalled it so I could make this video.
List Android x86 VMware Player 121 13,000,007 VMware Player 6 0 21 million.
I'm gonna get VMware
Player 121 13 million.
I think that's version 12. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna get it. So we push enter.
Save as dialog file.
Now, if you're in Google Chrome, you're going to get this. If you're in Internet Explorer, you're most likely going to get something telling you if you want to run or save it. So we want to hit save.
Save as type. Toolbar save button Alt S. Index of VMware win.
So we'll go ahead and let the download save. I'll go ahead and pause it. You're going to hear Google talk when I pause and resume. So I'll be right back.
Resume button.
Alright, so I'm going to reference Google Chrome for a few seconds. So once the program has finished saving, save it to your downloads, by the way. It's a good idea. Go to your folder where you save it. So I'm in my downloads, and run the executable file. Now, if you're in Internet Explorer, it'll probably have already run it. I don't know. But we'll go ahead and run it.
VMware Player 1.2. Secure desktop.
And we have to hit
show yes.
Yes.
See.
It's running it.
And Windows installer dialog. VMware Workstation 12 player setup. HTTP. www.
You know what I believe?
VMware
Hold on.
patents. HTTP. www.
This might be optimized to run Windows XP now. I don't know.
Cancel button. Next button. Alt N.
And they also improved the setup wizard too, because the setup wizard for VMware 6 that I had on here before sucked.
Press VMware Workstation 12 player setup. Please read the following license agreement.
Now, of course, I'm not going to do anything stupid to this VMware Player, and this is only home use. Why would I want to read this? This is going to make the video long and boring.
Print button, alt back button, cancel, edit multi-line, I accept it, checked.
Now we want to check this box that says I accept the terms of the license agreement.
Print button, alt back button, next button, alt N.
And then we want to hit next.
VMware Workstation 12 player setup, select the installation destination and any additional features. Custom setup install to, C, program files, x86.
Of course, we want to copy to program files.
Change button. Next button. Enhanced keyboard driver. A reboot will be required to use this feature. Checkbox not checked. Alt D.
Now, I don't know if we... I'm going to just say no enhanced keyboard driver so I don't have to reboot my computer.
Back button. Cancel. Next. VMware Workstation 12 player setup. Learn more. C. Users dog app data local temp. Learn more. HTML edit default settings. Check for product updates on startup. Checkbox checked. Alt C.
We'll do that, I guess. I really don't know why.
Next button. Alt help learn more. Help improve VMware Workstation 12 player. Checkbox checked. Alt wait.
I guess we can do that. I really don't care about my computer getting spied on. There's nothing interesting to spy on, so...
Learn more. Link one of...
I mean, unless you want to watch me watching Gross Game podcasts, but yeah.
Back button. Cancel. Next button. VMware Workstation 12 player setup. Select the shortcuts you wish to place on your system.
Now, of course, we want to hit...
Desktop checkbox checked. Alt D. Start menu programs folder checkbox checked. Alt S.
Of course, we want it to be in the start menu.
Back button. Cancel. Next. Prep VMware Workstation 12 player setup. Ready to install VMware Workstation 12 player. Click install to begin the installation. Click back to review or change any of your installation settings. Click cancel to exit the wizard. Install button.
One thing I should have noted before is if you have Windows 8 or later, do not get VMware... Jeez, I got everything going off. If you have Windows 8 or later, do not get version 6. Get the VMware Workstation version 12. It's much newer, and I think it might be optimized to run Windows XP, which I had a problem with running before. So, go ahead and hit the next button.
Cancel back install button.
Or install this time.
Prep VMware Workstation 12 player setup. Please wait while the setup wizard installs VMware Workstation 12 player. Installing VMware Workstation 12 player status. Cancel button.
Now, I usually wouldn't, if I was doing this without recording, I usually wouldn't let my screen reader read all that, but I'm going to go ahead and pause the video to make it short while we install the VMware. Oh, it's already almost done, so never mind. If this was on my old laptop, it'd probably be a little bit slower. Actually, yeah, I'll pause it just to shorten the video a little bit.
Resume button.
Okay, so when the installation is complete, of course, if you have a screen reader, it will say click the finish button to exit the setup wizard. So that's what we'll do.
License button. Alt finish button pressed.
I'm not licensing it. I don't want to. Yeah.
C address append.
So now we should have a shortcut.
Index of.
I'm going to close out of... Well, actually, wait a minute. After you get VMware Player, you're going to want to get some VMs if you don't have some already. So once you do that, go back to Grosking's website in VM, and then there's tons of VMs to select from. I'll give an example. So we got, if I can get back here real quick. Hello?
Index of VMware window.
There we go. I had to...
Main toolbar. Address at VMware Player button. Show all button.
back out of
Close
there.
button. Index BGZ audio archive.
So,
Quote a link. Menu index. Windows Me OEM. Wave 7 watch VMware. Index.
so see, look at all the, you got all these VMs. So you got,
List with Android x86 5.1.
yeah, you can run Android Lollipop on here with Google Talkback. I don't really recommend that if you're a keyboard user, because Google Talkback does not have very good keyboard support.
VMware Player 1.2.1.
This is the later version. Here's the earlier version. I don't recommend this one if you're Windows 8 or later.
VMware Player 6.0.21.000.7.
Yeah, that's okay, but now you have,
WINNT 351.
you got Windows NT3, I think. I don't know what that is.
Windows 2000 eggs link.
Of course, you got Windows Me or Windows Millennium.
Windows 95 eggs
Windows-
link.
I'll edit. That's pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, all of these should come with screen readers.
Windows 98 with MDR eggs link.
Now this one, Windows 98 with MDR, actually comes out. MDR basically stands for Menu and Dialog Reader. It was a program made by IBM, and it's basically their little screen reader. It's not my favorite screen reader, though.
Windows 98 SE eggs.
And that's the one I'll be showing you guys today.
Windows Me eggs link.
Windows Me.
Windows NT4 eggs link.
So see, you got all these VMs. So once you download those, they're going to take about 10 minutes.
Desktop.
Go to your VMware player. So if you create a desktop shortcut, you can just go to your desktop and push
VMware Workstation 12
and click this. It should go into the program.
Welcome to VMware Workstation 12 player dialog. VMware Workstation 12
And now you'll
player
be granted
view or
with
privacy
this.
policy by a
Now you'll be greeted with this little welcome dialog.
edit view or privacy policy. Edit by a commercial use license read only.
Now I'm not going to buy a commercial use license because I'm not using this commercially.
Cancel button. Use VMware Workstation 12 desktop list. VMware Workstation. Start button.
It just
Desktop
closed out.
list. VMware.
That's weird. Give me a minute here.
Welcome to edit view or edit cancel. Use VMware Workstation 12 player for free for non-commercial use radio button checked Alt U. Enter a valid email address. You agree to receive promotional emails from VMware related to player edit. Blank.
So I did not see this coming, but apparently it wants a valid email address, and so I'm going to go ahead and enter that, and I'm going to pause this real quick until the email has been entered. And I'll give you an overview of what happens afterwards.
Resume button.
So I'll give a brief overview of what just happened and what's happening as of right now. So what it wants is it wants you to type your email address, and it's going to send you freaking promotional emails. You might be able to opt out of that. I'll figure that out later. But once you do that, it gives you options to read the privacy policy and buy a commercial license. But after that, you go ahead and click the finish or continue button, and it's going to give you, it actually came with a few operating systems. I don't know if yours will, but sorry if you have to hear that. Hang on.
Secure desktop.
So what most likely will happen is once you hit continue, you're going to get a thing telling you if you want to do software updates, and I'm going to see if this works, but I'd recommend it. So
hard drive on this computer show more
I'm going to hit
details.
yes.
Yes button. Software updates dialog. Details button Alt D.
All right. So it's going to do that. I don't know if you're hold on. Sorry about this.
HTTP www.vm cancel HTTP next button Alt and press. VMware Workstation 12 player setup. The installation cannot continue until the following processes are shut down. Player eggs. OK button.
Okay, shut them down.
Workstation 12 player setup HTTP cancel HT next button Alt N.
I don't know why it's. So it's going to want to update, so I'm going to fix this real quick, and I'll be right back.
Resume button.
So I couldn't actually get the software updates to work, but it should work for now. So I don't know if yours will come when you download this from Grossgang, like I said, because that's a good idea. If this will come with operating systems. Let's see, because
Edit virtual machine settings button.
So
list. Windows
you should when you are in the main screen of Windows of VMware Player, you should have a list of the VMs you have. So let's see what we got here.
Windows NT 4. Windows XP 4 of 4.
I think your VM player might come with these though, but I don't know.
Windows 98 2 of 4.
So we got a few operating systems. So if you want to play the virtual machine, you can hit play.
Play virtual machine button Alt L.
Or hit Alt L.
Edit virtual machine settings button.
Or you can edit the settings, so you can tell it how much storage you want, how much RAM you want, any shared folders. So shared folders are really cool. What you can do is if I wanted, say if I had music, because this is the host computer. This computer right here is the host computer, and the VMware is running off of it. I could actually share a folder from the host computer. For example, I could have some like MIDI files or documents or music in it. And then I could make that work in the VM. So that's a pretty cool feature. But what we want to do is play it. So,
play list.
Like I said, I'm doing Windows 98.
List at Windows 98 2.
Because I know this will work. So what we can do is hit Alt-L.
Pane.
Now what you have to do is ignore that stupid message. Hit Control-G to direct input to the VMware, so that way you can actually control it.
Pane.
This should work. I'm not going to say it will, but it might have Keynote Gold on here. I have no idea. I've never tried this. In fact, I'm going to pause it and see if this works first before I do anything else.
Resume button.
Okay, so I have just confirmed that your VMware, once you install it, will actually not come with anything. So this is what it should look like, is you just have the Welcome to VMware player. So what you want to do now is once, because it kind of fixed the problems with VMware, I guess I figured out what's going on, is once you, like I said, get the VMs first of all. Once you've downloaded those VMs, go into the folder you copied them, extract the files, and that's going to take a while, but I just erased the old operating systems that came on here because I didn't realize they were still here. Apparently my old VMware player kept my configuration from last time, so that's where it screwed up. Sorry about that. But what we want to do now is, like I said, let's just say you got some VMs from Grossgang and you have the executable file saved in here. What you want to do is, first of all, you don't need VMware Player open right now. So close out if you are in VMware Player.
Cortana.
Sorry if this is kind of screwy, but
Downloads.
I just got this like a few days ago.
C users.
So let's just say you got the VMwares and you extracted them to your downloads folder. What you can do now is you have to click the executable files, or, you know, open them.
Windows 98 SEX 2 of 3.
So I have Windows 98 SE.
Windows NT 4X 3 of 3. VMware Player 1 2. File. Windows 98.
So let's do Windows 98. Now we get, so once you click this,
7-zip self-extracting archive button. Extract button.
you hit extract, and this is going to take
1 extracting the dialog.
a while. Or maybe not, I don't know. I say it takes longer to install the VMs onto your computer than it does to extract their files. So it's almost done. About now. There we go.
C.
Alright, so now that you've extracted it, you should start, if you've extracted it to your downloads, you should see a folder
VMware Player 1 Windows 98 SE 1 of 4
with a that has, and in this folder there should be
items setup com0 com w reader 1 of 5 date
a
created.
VMX file, but don't open it from there. So once you've extracted the files to the folder you want them in,
Desktop.
go to your VMware Player app now. Oh, my screen keeps going dimmer and brighter.
Scott VMware.
And then
VMware Workstation.
alright, so we're in VMware Player. Now what you're going to see is nothing. You're just going to see the Welcome to VMware Player, and this is where you create a new virtual machine. So click the, select the thing that says Create Virtual Machine. So go and tab over to there. I'm going kind of fast because I don't know how long I want this video.
Welcome to create a new virtual machine, which will then be added to the top of your library button.
So now it's going to let you select an OS. So
Open virtual machine.
go to the folder that you copied it. Mine, it's in my downloads. So
Items, reader not header. Reader not select items.
and
Windows 98 SE.
you should find a folder with the VM that you created. So this folder is Windows 98 SE. Now you should see
Items
a couple
view list.
items depending on the
Reader not-
VM you downloaded. This actually has 2 of them.
Windows 98 VMX 2 of 2.
Select the VMX file that's called Windows 98.
VMware Workstation 12 player, non-commercial use only. Property page. Welcome to VMware Workstation 12 player. Create a new virtual machine.
That's weird.
Which will then be added. Play virtual list.
So now
List of Windows 98.
you have a little VM, and this should work. I'm not going to say it's going to work, but this VM should work, and I hope it does this time because it wasn't before. So what we want to hit is Alt-L to play this virtual machine.
Pane. Windows 98 VMware Workstation 12 cancel I copied it button. Alt.
Now you're going to see this little dialog most likely. Click I copied it. That's what I usually do, and it always works.
Windows 98 VMware Workstation 12 player, non-commercial use only.
Now you want to hit Control G again
Software update. Remind
and ignore that.
Windows pane. Numlock off.
I don't know if this is going to work, but we should let's just wait and see if Keynote Gold starts to talk this time. If it doesn't, then screw this. But if it does, then, well, hooray, I guess. I have no idea what this thing's doing, but
Keynote Gold Multimedia Speech Demo.
there we go.
Speech will run for 15 minutes from first load.
Yeah. So Keynote Gold has started. So now what you want to do is you want to sign in by pushing escape, and it should start. Now notice the audio is going to be a little weird because there's a thing that this emulator emulates that it was made by this for this audio card called the Sound Blaster. Shoot, I actually don't remember what it was. It was a Sound Blaster, but it's a thing called spatial, and it does some really weird flingy type thing with the stereo with your sound. So if you notice the sound does sound kind of weird, like it's in a tube, that's the spatial thing, and I have to turn that off. If you want to turn that off, there is actually a way to do it, and I can show you how to do that in another video. But let's start the VM. And now you have
5.5.
And now, if you've installed it from Grosking, Windows 5.5 will be started. I do not really like Windows, so... But you are basically now in a virtual version of Windows 98. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can even go on the internet. It won't really put viruses on. They put a lot of security into this VM, and so they block a lot of like interfaces from like tracking you or anything. So you should be okay to go on the internet.
Desktop.
So see, we even have our desktop.
My documents.
Now Jake was really nice to and included a few different screen readers to choose from. So if you hate Windows, you think it sucks. I don't think it sucks. I just don't like it. You can use. He gave you. I actually don't remember what it was called. I think it's
Start with Windows WB2000 Desktop.
WB2000. That's a pretty good screen reader. No, I didn't see a demo. You even have JAWS for Windows, version 3.5, I believe. HAL's great. HAL's a narrator alternative, basically. And it's free. There's no stupid demo, but the synthesizer that it uses is kind of creepy in a way, but it's cool. So yeah, that's basically how to set up and get a basic virtual machine to run. So sorry this video is a little screwy, but that's how you do it.
Start button.
Now, if you want to control your computer again, say I get a notification on my desktop in Windows 10, but and I want to view that. To control your Windows 10 computer or whatever you have, to control the main host, hit Alt-Control.
Windows 98.
And now you can use your machine like normal,
Desktop.
and this is minimized. So to get back to your emulator, you go Alt-Tab to it, or whatever, and then hit Control-G.
Pane. Numlock off.
If you're using NVDA, it should say Pane, and you are back in the emulator.
Quick launch.
So that's basically how to set up a virtual machine and get it working pretty darn well in a Windows computer. Thank you for watching, and in this next video I will show you how to disable the weird spatial sounds, because a lot of people don't like that. I think it's kind of cool, but it's weird too. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Watch out for some other videos done by Ty or Dakota. They're the other two people that run the channel DET. And of course, expect some more videos from me in the future. So thank you for watching, and have a nice day or night, or whatever.